Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how you can apply style transfer effect to a live camera video recording in React Native's new architecture for Android using CameraX, Media 3 as well as TensorFlow LiteRT. So let's get started. Now first I want to show you one image. So here inside the assets folder, I'll talk about the code later on. I have two images, this oil.png and style.jpg. So I can transfer the style of this particular image, either one of these images, to, you can use any image whatever you feel like, it's up to you. So you can transfer a style of an image to a live camera video recording. So let me show you guys the output first so things would be more clearer. Here you can see it is asking me for camera permission first. I'll just give the camera permission. Then it is asking me for record audio. I'll give that as well. And in a second or two, here you can see this is the live camera video recording. So I'll just move my camera. Here you can see this is the style transfer effect that has been applied. I can just click on the start button so it can start the video recording for me as well. And here you can see I'm moving my camera. So hopefully you're getting what I'm trying to say. So I'm moving my camera as well, and at the end I can just click on stop. Now once I have clicked on stop, it saves the video to external storage and you can play the video. Now what I was trying to do is, once the video is saved, I was trying to send the URL back to React Native side so that I can play it via React Native video player, but I'm not able to play the video. I don't know why, but you can play the video via going to your files app. So the video has been saved and you can access it via outside your app as well. So here you can see inside the videos section I am able to see the video which I have recorded, and I can play it as well. So yeah, hopefully you got the point. Let's see how to do this via React Native. So first you need to create a React Native project. So here you can just run this particular command to create a React Native project, and install CocoaPods false is fine for us because we are not doing this for iOS, we are only doing it for Android firstly. And instead of demo, you can write your own project name, whatever you feel is right for you. Once the project has been created, you don't need to run this command. We'll do this all manually. Now here in this particular documentation, they have given us the example of web view. So web view does not make sense in our case, so instead of web view I will be using the name of my cameras. Okay, so it's up to you what you want to use it over here. So I'll just display VS Code. I'll come back to VS Code. Like I said, I have created a React Native project. This is our project, right? So first you need to create a specs folder. So if you see over here, we need to create a specs folder. Inside that we need to create a file. Like I said, instead of web view I will be writing my camera. You can name it whatever you feel like, but you will have to remember that name because that name will be used in a lot other places as well. So inside here you can see I have created a specs folder inside the root of our React Native project. Then I have created a file called my camera native component.ts. Now I have copy pasted all this code from the documentation itself. Few things which I have changed. So firstly, here I have this particular type. I have refactored this to just take a result of type string. And here we have this callback of on video taken. So here is our my camera image taken event. Then here we have this custom my camera as well. So instead of web view I'm displaying my camera over here as well as over here. So that's what I have done. So everywhere I'm using my camera. Okay, then you need to copy paste this particular bit. Okay, so I'll just open my terminal as well because I want to show you guys few things. We need to run few commands. So here I have cd into my React Native project. Then you need to copy this particular command from this and just paste it to package.json over here. Okay, now again instead of web view you will have to write my camera over here, rct my camera over here, and custom my camera over here. Once you have made some changes, just run npm install, given that we have changed the package.json. Then scroll down, then we need to run this particular command. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it over here. So this will do code generation for us, so feel free to so this was pretty quick for me because I have already ran this command previously as well. Then what you need to do is you just need to go to the Android folder over here. First go to app build.gradle, and here you need to add few dependencies. So first one is camera core, then camera 2, then camera lifecycle, then camera view, camera video. Then this camera media 3 effect is still in alpha. If it does become stable by the time you guys are watching it, make sure you use the stable version. Then here we have this media 3 effect, then LiteRT support, API, LiteRT, GPU, and LiteRT. So TensorFlow Lite has been renamed to LiteRT, so that's what we are using over here. Once that is done, you need to go to src main android manifest.xml, and here you need to add this uses feature of Android hardware camera, camera permission, record audio permission, as well as write external storage permission. Then you need to go to the assets folder, and here you just need to first add whatever image you want for doing style transfer. So these are the two images. I mean, I have just shown you guys this particular image, but if you want, you can use this image as well, or just ask AI to create an image for you. You can use any image like I said. Now this TensorFlow Lite models, I have downloaded it from a Socialite repository. So what I'll do is I'll just pin a GitHub link to my to this particular repository from where you can download this TensorFlow Lite models. Then you need to go to Java. You need to create a inside com, you need to create a folder called my camera. Okay, then this name needs to be matched with the TypeScript file which we have created. That's why it is my camera over here. Then the first file which we need to create, if you come to the documentation over here, here they have created React Web View, right? But in our case it will be React My Camera. Now we can't really copy paste code from the documentation because the implementation is completely different. So firstly you need to write the package name. Now these are all the imports, so I'll simply scroll through this imports. Feel free to pause the video and just copy all these imports. Then here we have frame layout as well as life cycle observer. Here we get hold of our current context. Then here is our camera, this is the preview, this is the video capture. Here we get hold of our recording. Then here we initialize our button, this is the preview view. Here is our camera executor service, and here is our process camera provider as well. Then I'm getting the back facing lens. Then here we get hold of our current activity. Then we set the layout params for our viewfinder, which is the camera preview. And here we call this install hierarchy filter. I'll talk more about this later. Then we add the viewfinder to our parent view. Here we set the text background color, text color, and alpha for our capture button. And finally we set the layout params for our button as well and add it to our parent view, and we set add a click listener as well. Then here we override on attached to window, and if we have the camera permission, then we do viewfinder.post setup camera. Then here inside on detach from window, we shut down our camera executor as well as unbind our camera provider. Now coming back to this particular method over here, why we need this method. So this method is basically a hack. If you don't call this particular method, you will see a black screen instead of your live camera video. That's why we need this. If you want to learn more about this, you can just go to this particular issue over here. Then here we have the setup camera, where we get hold of our camera provider feature. We add a listener to it. Then we get our camera provider. We bind to the camera use case. Then here is our capture video method, where we get hold of our video capture. Then we just do capture button dot is enabled equal to false. We get hold of our recording. If it is not equal to null, we stop it and make it as null. Then here we initialize our simple date format. Then we make use of content values dot apply to pass the display name, MIME type, and if Android version greater than P, we also set the relative path. Then here we do media store output options. Here we pass the external content URI, add content values to it. Then we initialize our recorder. We prepare the recorder, and if the camera audio permission is granted, then we just do with audio enabled as well. Then we start our recording, and if the record event is start, then we just change the text as well as is enabled of our capture button. Once it has finished recording, we just send this URI back to React Native side. So this is the URI of the captured video, but like I said, it is not working for me. I'm not able to play it inside React Native video player. I don't know why. But if you try to embed XO player, which is a video player on native Android, it still works, but I have not shown you that, otherwise the video will become extremely complicated. I think React Native video player behind the scenes uses XO player, but I don't know why it is not working. If you have like any suggestions, do let me know in the comments. Then here we close our recording, we make it as null. Here we change the text as well as is unable to true. Then here we have the camera permissions. So once we get the camera permissions, just a helper method to check it, and these are the variables. Now like I said, sending data back to React Native side is a bit complicated, so this is the code for it. Now this I have copy pasted it from the documentation. So if you come over here you can see I have just copy pasted all this code from the documentation. Now again, I have not literally copy pasted, I have made few changes. So we in our case we have this on video taken event, right? So that's what I have used everywhere. So be careful, don't blindly copy paste it. Then here we have this bind camera use case where we get the viewfinder width, height, the rotation as well, the camera provider. We initialize our camera selector, then we initialize our aspect ratio strategy. Then here is our resolution selector. We initialize the preview view, we initialize our recorder, then we initialize our video capture. Then inside use case group dot builder we add the preview use case as well as video capture. Then we initialize the media 3 effect. Then here we do media 3 effect dot set effect, and here we pass this byte buffer GL effect, and here we pass style transfer effect. So here you need to pass the name of the image, name of your own image. Don't blindly again copy paste it. Then here we have media 3 effect, add it to our use case group builder, unbind our camera provider, bind it to the life cycle over here, assign it to our camera object, and finally set the surface provider. Now so that's it for this particular class. Now one more thing which I want to talk about, the style transfer effect. So for this we again need to create a Kotlin file. So here you can see I have created it. Now I won't be explaining this particular file. I'll simply scroll through this. Feel free to pause the video and just copy this code, because even I don't understand it. I have copy pasted this code from the GitHub repository of Socialite. So I'll simply scroll through this. Feel free to pause the video and copy the code. Okay, now let me show you guys one more thing which I found interesting. Is suppose I don't want to apply that style transfer to the entire screen, only some part of the screen. You can play around with this value. So left, this is I think left, this is bottom, this is top, and this is right, something like that. You can check the documentation. So instead of passing this particular thing, if you use something like this, then it will only apply the style transfer effect to the first half of the screen. The rest half remains the original without the style transfer effect. So if you want to play around that, you can do that as well. Then you need to create this React My Camera Manager package.kt. Again, this I have copy pasted it from documentation. So I'll simply scroll through this, and here I have not added this particular method, so I have completely removed this because we don't want this. And the other thing is, instead of this on script loaded, we have this on video taken, right? So that's what I have used. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Again, feel free to pause the video and just copy the code, and everywhere wherever you see web view, we have to replace it with my camera. That's all I have done. Then we have this React My Camera package.kt. This again I have copy pasted it from documentation. Only thing is replace web view with my camera. So if I just show it to you over here, that's what I have done. Okay, next we finally need to add this import and add this particular line in main application.kt file. So this is already present, so go to your app main application.kt, add this import and add this particular package as well. Once you do that, you just need to go to app.tsx, and these are all the imports which first you need to add. Here you can see I was trying to do React Native Video Player as well, but it was not working. And if you are using, just make sure you install React Native Video Player as well if you want to try it. Then here is one state for video URL and one for checking camera permission. And here I am just checking whether user is using Android 10 and above, because if user is using below Android 10, we also require write external storage. So depending on the Android version, I am asking the required permission, and here I am just checking which permissions was granted, and if the required permissions are granted, we just change the state of this particular variable as true. Then inside use effect, we just call this request camera and storage permission. Then is camera permission granted? Here we just display our my camera object, else we just display text saying camera permission not granted. And here you can see, here once we get this value, we are setting it over here. But like I said, here you can see this is what I was trying to do with the video player, but it was not working for me. So if you have any suggestions why it is not working, do let me know in the comments. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. So these are also the styles. So if you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. Bye.